How do you think you played the last couple of weeks, just in relation to how you started?
Yeah, I think each and every day we improved as a team.
What happens when the local sports media desperately attempts to manufacture a toxic quarterback controversy? But the young signal caller completely refuses to take the bait. We are officially witnessing a massive evolution in the professional mindset of Shedeur Sanders, and it is entirely reshaping the dynamic inside the Cleveland Browns facility. While the establishment press corps spends their afternoons searching for dramatic headlines and locker room division, Sanders just stepped up to the podium and delivered an absolute masterclass in psychological maturity, tactical focus, and protective leadership. He completely dismantled the media's attempt to divide the team and revealed exactly how he is rewiring his...
Be able to figure out.
So Shedeur, you just said that you treat practice like a game. So what areas specifically do you think you've improved most in since that last game last season?
I would say being a great teammate, especially to that guy right there.
All right, I got a question for
brain to dominate the National Football League. You are locked into NFL Zone Talks, the absolute premier destination for the unvarnished truth behind the biggest positional battles and locker room dynamics shaping the league. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit the like, and let's dive directly into the incredibly revealing press conference that proves Shedeur Sanders is officially ready for the throne. To truly understand the massive leap Sanders is taking...
a Walk Out of the Tunnel song. What song would it be?
It'll be perfect timing. It'll be perfect timing. I hope yours will be that too.
So you go ahead with the answer if you would, please.
What was the question?
What you said that you treat practice like a game.
Mm-hmm.
So my question was, what specific areas have you improved most?
his sophomore season, you have to look at how he is currently managing his mental processing. Todd Monken's offensive system is notoriously complex, requiring the quarterback to master up to 13 different pre-snap cadences while simultaneously reading elite defensive coverages. When asked about this incredibly heavy mental burden, Sanders revealed a fascinating psychological approach. He explicitly described himself as a battery, noting that he actively avoids external distractions and off-field drama to preserve his mental energy. He recognizes that if he allows himself to be pulled in 1,000 different directions by the media or outside noise, he will feel...
And I try to go through the process the right way and try to do everything I'm trying to do. So I think as long as that's at the forefront of the mind and understanding situations, understanding down the distance, understanding what's going on, and then you'll be able to know when it's time to...
Completely drained when he steps onto the practice field. He is actively optimizing his lifestyle to ensure he operates with absolute, terrifying speed and purpose the exact second the ball is snapped. But the most telling, definitively mature moment of the entire press conference arrived when a reporter attempted to take Sanders on a nostalgic trip back to his highly public...
I say to everybody that we don't let anything online or anything really get to us, because we're in our own cocoon. We're a team. So anything outside of that don't really affect us in the building.
It seems like since Todd got...
...publicized collegiate days, the media asked him to compare the complexity of Monken's offense to the system he ran at Colorado. Most young players would jump at the chance to talk about their past glory and massive college numbers. Sanders completely slammed the door shut. He stared directly at the reporters and coldly stated that he does not go down memory lane. He explicitly refuses to live in the past because reminiscing about...
Possibly could get hit because I'm trying to improve the process and speed everything up, and it's extremely tough, but it's definitely a challenge I look forward to every day going out there.
He also...
With the switching of the reps with the ones every day, how do you think you've handled that so far in these first few weeks?
Yeah. I think that doesn't even faze me or get to me, or I think about that at all. I'm just thankful to...
Old highlights does absolutely nothing to help the Cleveland Browns win a Super Bowl. It was a brutal, incredibly necessary reality check. Sanders has completely detached his ego from his collegiate resume. He operates as if he has absolutely everything to prove right now, entirely obsessed with the present moment. That intense, forward-looking obsession perfectly translates to his highly calculated, aggressively efficient performance on the practice field. Reporters rightfully pointed out that while training camp has been littered with interceptions from the rest of the quarterback room, Sanders has maintained an incredibly clean, turnover-free operation. When asked how he balances processing speed with ball security, Sanders delivered a deeply philosophical answer. He explained that his primary focus is understanding the exact situation, down, distance, and defensive alignment before the snap. He knows that the longer he stays on the field, the more of a rhythm he builds, so he refuses to put himself in a position where a reckless throw gets him benched. He acknowledged that fluke turnovers, like tipped passes at the line of scrimmage, are inevitable, but
if I know last year, within the season and everything, I threw some picks, then it's like, of course, there's going to be a point, an emphasis to be confident with every decision I make.
his core philosophy is brutal accountability. Whether he is throwing a football or making a life choice off the field, he makes his decision with absolute confidence and stands by it without a single ounce of regret. And that exact same fierce accountability was on full display when Sanders actively turned the tables and directly called out the sports media.
A chart within myself and seeing, okay, if I got 10 different areas to improve, like let's improve each area every day, until it gets to max threshold. Max threshold, that'll take some time, That's going to take a couple years, max threshold. But I think I'm improving in every area overall.
Coach Monken was saying the other day that he wants to see you and Deshaun and
for attempting to manufacture toxic drama. Reporters tried to bait him into complaining about the coaching staff occasionally rotating him with the second-team offense, searching for a quote about feeling disrespected. Sanders completely rejected the premise and actively shielded head coach Todd Monken. He explicitly told the media that there is zero miscommunication between the players and the coaches. He then aggressively called out the press corps, stating that he does not appreciate when reporters jump on the coaching staff and try to paint them as incompetent simply to generate extra drama and cheap clicks.
And if things happen and y'all just jump on the coach like he just tripping or something, I don't really like that because it creates just.
He drew a massive, unmistakable line in the sand. The locker room is entirely focused on winning a championship, while the media is entirely focused on generating controversy. By actively defending his coaches, Sanders proved he possesses the exact type of unifying leadership required to be the definitive face of a franchise.
how, if at all, does the game change for you when you know you can be hit?
You got to think of how many times I got hit in college. They don't really fit.
This profound level of protective leadership stems directly from the incredibly healthy, uniquely open culture that Todd Monken has installed in Cleveland. When asked how Monken managed to build such massive trust with the young quarterback in such a short amount of time, Sanders pointed to the concept of authentic freedom. He explained that Monken allows every single player to genuinely be themselves within the structured guidelines of the team. He doesn't force his players into a rigid, robotic corporate mold. Because Sanders feels entirely free to be his authentic self, he has built massive, genuine off-field relationships with his new teammates, specifically the revamped defensive line. He explicitly noted that because they are all completely aligned on their singular goal of winning, it is incredibly easy to hang out and build the deep, unspoken brotherhood required to survive the violent reality of the NFL trenches. We are officially witnessing a young quarterback who has completely insulated himself from the toxic noise.
I guess maybe before the walking day that you weren't going to be taking the 1 reps, with the pads on that day. I watched you step up with the, in the 11 on 11s and zip like 3 straight passes right away, right where they needed to be. Did you take that as a positive and not let that become anything?
And the massive external expectations. The Cleveland media desperately wanted to construct a chaotic, divisive quarterback controversy to sell newspapers. Shedeur Sanders completely starved them of oxygen. He is operating with a singular, violent focus on absorbing the playbook, building an unbreakable bond with his teammates, and protecting his coaching staff from unwarranted media attacks.
How similar does it feel to practice, honestly? Because it's a different type of intention and a mentality, that we go out there every day with.
Well, this is probably going to sound crazy, but I saw somewhere that you have a blister or blisters on your hand or something like that, which might make it a little.
He is executing at a level of mental and emotional maturity that you simply cannot teach. He isn't demanding the starting job through backchannel leaks or frustrated press conference quotes. He is quietly, methodically earning it through daily execution. What do you guys think? Does Shedeur Sanders possess the exact type of mental maturity required to take over this franchise in Week 1? Drop your raw, unfiltered thoughts in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button to keep your notifications on, and I will see you all in the very next breakdown.